Hello, my name is Rob Otto, and I'm a program facilitator for Winning Futures. We want to thank you for taking some time to check out this video. Also, if your employer shared it with you, we want to thank them for supporting the Winning Futures mission and for giving you the opportunity to learn about us and see if it's a right fit for you to volunteer. Taking a look at our mission statement, we want to be an exemplary business education partnership that inspires and prepares teens to be successful in a career through workforce prep, life skills, strategic planning, mentoring, and scholarship programs. Now, those are some excellent buzzwords. The marketing department did their job. But I want to show you what Winning Futures is really all about. And it's about people. I want you to meet Angie and her mentee, Danae. Now, Danae was one of those students that came in, like many teams, figuring, well, I already know everything. What could this adult possibly teach me? She was not very talkative, didn't share much of herself, but I give her credit. Danae was at every session, and when we played something fun or did an activity, she was definitely part of it. Now, the good news for Angie was Danae wasn't her only mentee. Our program is small group mentoring, so you get 2 or 3 or 4 students that are part of your team. So Angie could have the conversations with the other students. Danae was also welcome to be part of them, but Danae could hear the things. And when Angie started talking about strengths and talents and passions, what do you want to do, and how to turn that into a potential for a very happy career, all of a sudden Danae's ears perked up. Nobody really asked her that before. Mostly adults just told her what to do. And it turns out that Danae eventually broke down, opened up a little. She loved to write. She wrote poetry. She wrote stories. And this young lady became part of the process and started talking more. And by the end of the year, Danae, this young lady who didn't want to talk at all, wrote and delivered a speech at the school's graduation. That's what we're talking about, right? It's that connection an adult can have with a student to try and help put them on the right track. Now, everything started with Winning Futures with this man. His name was Sam Cupp. And Sam founded us in 1994, but I'm going to go back further, when he was a high school student in Warren, Michigan, back in the 1960s. And Sam, pretty average student all the way through 11th grade, and then all of a sudden, his senior year, things began to drop off. He was in danger of not being able to graduate. His teacher knew something must be going on, got together with the school counselor. They had conversations with Sam and realized Sam needed a positive male role model in his life. And they had one for him. There was a works program at Warren High, and Sam was able to work at a local business and help him earn credits towards graduation. That business was Hamilton Chevrolet, which is still there at 14 Mile and Mound. And Gene Hamilton was the owner back then. And Gene immediately saw something in Sam. He's smart, he's clever, he's got what it takes. These are things that nobody had ever said to Sam before, but Gene saw it. And he took Sam under his wing, became his personal mentor, helped him graduate on time, and their relationship was so good that Sam kept working for Gene for decades, eventually ran his business for him. And when Gene retired, Sam bought the company. He was such a great businessman, just as Gene knew he would be, that he diversified, ended up owning dozens of companies around the world and became a multimillionaire. And Sam, in 1994, decided to help other students the way he had been helped. It was in honor of that teacher, that counselor, and that local business mentor. He knew that he got the information he needed to be successful, and there were other students in the same boat. And since founding in 1994, Winning Futures has impacted over 49,000 students and has given out over $1.9 million in scholarships, all the kids right here in Metro Detroit. So Sam's legacy lives on. You can see that we have been awarded many times. We are considered a mentoring expert in Michigan. And if you look down that National Mentoring Partnership, Winning Futures was the first Michigan mentoring program to earn their quality partner designation. And we're evidence-based. We can empirically show, thanks to studies done by multiple universities, most recently the University of Michigan, that we are impacting our students. We've got the numbers to show it. I'm not going to read through all these. You can pause the video and check them out if you like. But we're really proud of the one, well, we're proud of all of them. But the one second from the bottom, we have an equitable impact on all students, no matter what they're bringing to the table, their race, economic conditions, their gender. Every student, no matter where they start with Winning Futures, can be impacted by Winning Futures. We're extremely proud of that. Now, you have seen that all the pictures I've shown of our program so far have been about in-person mentoring. Obviously, that changed when the epidemic hit, and just like your business and every other business out there, we had to pivot. And so we make sure that we have COVID-safe mentoring process that we go through. A lot of stuff, especially at the beginning, is all virtual. You apply online, do a virtual interview. All your background check is taken care of virtually. We will be training. You will be matched with a small group of students, just like Angie was. And then weekly through the school year, you'll do a 1-hour session, always with the same students at the same school, the same day of the week at the same time. Now, some of them will be virtual, but we may have the opportunity, depending on COVID protocols, to actually do some in-person work with the students as well. That's why we call them hybrid sessions. Now, we don't just give you your students and say, good luck. No, we support you the whole way. We have what we call a pre-packaged program. We have a set curriculum we work through. We let you know the activities we're going to be doing, the discussion points we are going to have. We try to make it as easy on our mentors as possible. Now, the way that our program works, our model is actually a 4-year model that tries to help these students over multiple years really figure out what their lives after high school are going to be. Now, I don't want you to freak out. I'm not asking you to make a 4-year commitment. We're just asking for a 1 year, 1 school year, this next school year, for you to virtually and hybrid help out students. Now, the students continue on into the 4-year model. And every year you get to decide whether you want to come back and volunteer with Winning Futures, either with the same students or a different group of students. Now, the way it works and the way that you can understand what you'd be doing is that you'll be matched with your students. A business mentor like you will help them explore various careers and learn foundational competencies, other critical soft skills, so that they understand what they need to be successful. The students that we work with, 82% of them receive free or reduced lunch. A lot of our funders see that as an important milestone, an economic milestone, so that they can say, yep, our money is going to help underprivileged youth right in our community. Most of them are around C average students. They automatically get enrolled. We adopt a whole class at a time. And they start at the 10th grade level. And that's the level that you would start working with these students, right? Your role would be goal setting, teaching them about how to set goals, both educational and career, but also in their personal lives. Help them explore careers they never thought of, get some of those job readiness skills, and really build up their confidence. The reason we would pick you to be a mentor is because of your background and your interests and your stories, to help these students explore new things. What you would do on a weekly basis, we coach you up. We send you an email every single week just to make sure that you're prepared for the session, because you're going to be leading your mentees through virtual activities and discussions, always with staff support. We've always got you back. We're always there for you. You're going to text and call your students outside of the room. We want to make sure that they understand they're important, even when you're not sitting at the computer or sitting at the same room with them. Any concerns, make sure to report to our staff. And that last one, you see I capitalized it, put a big exclamation point at the end. We want you to have fun. Enjoy yourselves. That will help the students relax. When they see you let your hair down, then they will really open up to you. And that's really what we're trying to do. So the way our sessions work, for an hour a week, these 60-minute sessions, you get onto Zoom. You get the session overview from the Winning Futures staff. You watch our live facilitation. The students will be in the school. You will be online most of the time. Then your students will log into your breakout rooms, and you kind of have your own time, 30 minutes or so together, to go over your touchstones and what it is that you want to accomplish in the conversations and the activities, because you'll be leading the discussion about those virtual activities. Now, depending on COVID protocols and safety measures from our schools, we're talking about 16 total sessions. You might do 1 or 2 a month that might actually be in person. That's going to vary by school and vary by program. Now, because of that, we want to make sure that we match mentors with students that make sense geographically. We want to make sure that if there are sessions that we end up doing in person, that you don't have to drive 2.5 hours to get there. So we're talking about around 16 sessions from late October / early November all the way through early May. And you can see the different schools that we work with that might be convenient for where you work or maybe even for where you live. A lot of our sessions are first thing in the morning. So a lot of our mentors will end up going from home to Winning Futures at the school and then go into work. So the one thing that a lot of people say is, wow, 16 sessions, a whole school year. I'm not sure I can commit the time to that. But if you still want to make an impact, we do have opportunities for one-time virtual mentors, right? Or volunteers doing scholarship essay scoring or interviewing scholarship applicants. We do mock interviews with some of our older students to get them used to the process. virtual career booths, student resumes, one-on-one career conversations. That's the kind of stuff that you can impact, even if you're not able to make a full year commitment to a group of students. So these are the next steps. You can just fill out our no obligation mentor application or the one-time volunteer form. You take a quick screen grab of those and just go to the URL and it will walk you through the entire process. I do want to make sure that you understand we are only placing local individuals in Metro Detroit to mentor because, again, we may be doing some in-person mentoring next year. And it's all about this. This is what it comes down to, right? That impact that one adult could have at one student, that could be you. We want you to understand that you, just by changing the life of one person, you can change the world. And you could be that person because we believe that every student deserves a winning future. Thanks for your time. For more information, you can check out www.winningfutures.org. And make today a great day. The choice is yours.